Start smiling because we back in this bitch. See the mic, so we back in fucking action. We back in full effect. Let's actually get this right. Oh man, there's a lot of shit going on this glorious Shabbat. I'm gonna say all praises to the Most High, as always. Your boy. I might look a little flustered. My setup ain't set up as it usually is, but I don't know, man. We rocking. We doing cool. One thing we learned from the past episodes is always trust the monitoring. So eyes on the eye line, but it's a little different. You know, we're gonna go with a different struggling format, which is gonna be doing everything calm and I was gonna say do everything by the book, but definitely do everything by the book, but do everything a lot more calmly, a lot more locked in. I'm just happy to be back, man. I've been dealing with a bug, and just even the component of me being sick for the last couple weeks, man, and I think that's what I was about to say, but somehow I was gonna mix that in with the fact that I got a new page, and got a new page. We rocking, so we could be as candid as possible, Lord willing. So we're gonna stick here to doing everything the conventional way and testing out specific things, and just this in the lab where I want to start mechanizing the creation of some of my other series. See, I do a trial and error with my content. I watch it back, and one thing I realized too is my overemphasis on diction sometimes becomes a thing, but I think that's just an element of production. You know what I'm saying? Having the right mic set up and so on and so forth. But we happy. What them niggas say? We happy to be nappy. Ain't had it cut in a minute. Like I said, I've been bedridden. I don't know if the music is distracting me or not. Well, I know it's distracting me. I know it's distracting to y'all, but right now it's just the vibe I'm on. It's also helping me just speed through this part of everything. So I'm checking out the quality of my stream myself. Let me mute it. So, of course, we could go higher res if I wanted, but I'm trying to figure out, am I fucking with the true exposure, the exposure technique that I'm using right now. I'm not sure, but let's get our mic placement and all that right, man, you know. And we could just do all this. I mean, if I wanted to really get on that, I could just do this like this, you know. We got the lab set up for the most part, and we always gonna have the lab set up even when we sick to a certain degree, because we test out mentally how everything is meant to be operated. So it's always going to be set up to a certain degree, you know. trying to remember how exactly I got to the point where I had this already set up, but I know it just comes down to knowing what's useful and what's not. I tend to overthink a lot too, so. Yo, let me know. I can't even hear what's on the input tip. Who knows? This shit probably ain't even plugged in the right way. Yeah, listen. Come here, baby. You know, we gonna do what we do. Fuck it. Let me see. Let's actually run a little check. Oh. It's cause the device that I got, the shit plugged into ain't on. But like I said, who knows? I don't know. We ain't gonna much get into using Xbox tonight. Maybe we will. One of the most annoying things is setting the height of this mic stand, knowing that I need a proper C stand, but when everything's set up correctly and properly, it make the job easier, because like I said, you're gonna be less conscious about the elements of production. You know what I'm saying? When you don't know better, you can just get on this motherfucker and freestyle and do what you do. But like I said, the whole point of what we're gonna do is we're trying to achieve a specific example, a result. So we're trying to construct the said process in order to accomplish the certain result. But we'll see what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's a fairly powerful mic, even though it's dull. It's powerful in the in the right frequencies for what it's for. Like I said, I like it. I've been using it because it's a lot more dull, so it's less sensitive when it comes to sibilants, which I've found, and I think scientifically you can be less loud, like volume wise, like amplification wise. Like you don't have to amplify your tone as much to get an even consistent feedback and tone. So that's why I like it. It kind of flattens everything out, and it kind of just makes the person focus on and listen to what's being said, the actual dialogue of the speaker, and that helps you focus on on the content and the context of whatever is being said in during the conversation, or a diatribe, or whatever you want to say, however you want to use it. case you missed it, and we're one good weekend or one good span of time of me feeling a little bit better physically from having a full lab set up with the Ronin and all that shit. But in case you missed it, which you should have missed it, I have a new display, aka a new TV. So normally when I do in the labs, I like to have both displays set up, and we've been running and gunning. But I think I'm gonna be good on Saturday and Sunday. Unless I go outside and I get my brother to go shoot me doing some. See how good it feels to be candid on some shit. Be able to just say, allegedly, be able to say what I want to say without the fear of a motherfucker doing too much. And so here's my display back there, and we can full screen my shit. And this is how I would choose to do the color monitoring, just on some general shit. I mean, of course, I'm gonna rely and refer to the most color accurate monitor that's attached to the camera rig right now, and this is where it would help to have my Ronin set up. But see, I'll just be candid on this shit, man, since I'm fucking with my people now, you know. Live life with regrets later. But see, the issue with doing this and this is just the difficulty I get with having a big ass battery on the back of this, and just everything that comes with it. Just, I was gonna say all the loose stuff, but it don't have to be loose if it's up to me. But just the HDMI cable, and you know, even though I can directly have it, I mean, what's the point of having a monitor on the actual rig setup if I'm not going to utilize it? But I guess we could utilize all things. The only thing about this is if I want to utilize it in my lab, and I guess I could do it now, is I have to take off the, see, before I go further on a tangent, that's why I like having everything set up properly so that I can, I can, I don't know, I was gonna say I can assume, or yeah, something about, I was gonna, a word akin, synonymous with assume, but I can pretty much yeah, pretty much estimate and assume that everything around me is going right, and I could just focus on the performative elements of my stream. Meaning I can just worry about what I'm saying and what I'm doing on screen versus worrying about the presentation elements or the acoustic elements. See, one of these things is loose, dude, and it's pissing me off. See? What? How is it doing that? See, it should get pushed in. What is this? We gotta start standing on business, balancing shit. There we go. We ain't gonna have that problem no more. What? Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty pissed. I get pissed. That's why I pause a lot when I'm about to say a word. I get pissed because I'm such a visual thinker. Like, when I think of words, like, they pop up in my head, like, they flash in my head, and I remember the word and the meaning, and I use it appropriately. But then once I just don't give myself the the time or the opportunity to remember the word fully, it just goes away because I pick another word, and then my brain is like, well, sentence, nigga, point made, sentence completed. Even though I like, very, see, here we go again. But I'm very keen to, I'm very big on diction and picking, you know, the proper word to express the precision of my thought, you know, precision of language, picking the right word to fully express my complete thought, you know, in the simplest way possible, which is a given word, you know, the correct word. I hate using synonyms and combining different thoughts. It's just less efficient in my mind, you know. It's less efficacious, if you ask me. So, like I said, I guess I could build this up and show y'all how I do this. Is I just put this, mount this onto a mic stand, not a mic stand, a tripod stand, and then, you know, if I loosen it, if I want to loosen it, I can just turn it with the tripod stand. But it's the most stable it's been. But one thing that I will appreciate about getting sick, if pretty much the only thing, is it required me to get my body back in the, you know, the right condition physically, you know, stature wise. So that's a pro to me, being sick. And see, look, like if I look at this on my screen, you can see the detail, you see the color fade. So like I say, it pretty much matches what I'm seeing up there. I don't like the over exposure of, like, I don't like shit looking faded. I mean, you know, it's overexposed, too much light coming in, or too much light, or the exposure too high, you know what I'm saying? So it's one of the two, you know what I'm saying? And then so presentation wise too, we like to make sure the sharpness of my voice matches the sharpness of the image, you know? Just one of them things, you know? So let's see how sharp we need to have it. See, I could do it like this, and that's really, really sharp on the range. But if I was to move, even sit back a little bit, I'm less sharp. But this is ugly though, the amount of light being cast. But this shit, when I look back at that TV, it make me feel even more like a professional. So I don't know, even though that's not professional having it there, but I mean, so as far as this goes with this display, we just, since I don't feel like charging the monitor and running a loop to and viewing things on a monitor, we can just run the HDMI mini into the cam leak that's into the camera. So we actually got some things we're gonna try out either way. So it's no big, I mean, it's always a big deal wasting time and content, but I mean, you know, that's pretty much what this series is about, you know, even though we're gonna structure that a little better. It's a mess in here, by the way, too. I think it's healthy though for people to, if you can afford to, see yourself on camera as accurate as possible, because it's better than watching TV, because you're watching yourself. You actually have something to do with this thing you're watching, this figure you're. See, I gotta be careful with this because this shit bent up. So for detail shots like that, that's what we need our second camera for. Our B camera, our lab cam, should I say. Yes, I should say. That's exactly what I should say. Nigga. Sound really bullshit. Missing shit. Take this. You know, I'm at the point now where, granted, Lord willing, if I wanted to, I could just piece together and take clips of me doing stuff in my lab live and piecing them together, or taking little pieces and making of tutorial reels, but that'd be a good idea. That's what it look like when I think. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm a visual thinker, like I say. I'm an everything thinker, but I'm definitely a visualizer. Especially when I'm on camera or I'm doing something, it's like I envision myself even doing it before, you know, whatever. But shit, hold on. So here's the problem with this, is now we gonna have to, you feel me? Fuck. I gotta go through and damn near rename these shit. Call this motherfucker the lab cam. And it's gonna be fuck. That's the only thing I don't like about this shit is my setup over here so far from the computer. My mouse be tripping sometimes, allegedly. We don't even want to get, do we even want to get them now? Do we even want to act like, you know, we don't want them to know we have any issues. That's how I look at this shit. Nigga, what the fuck is wrong with this goofy ass shit? The fuck? See, yeah, like if I was smart, I'll be screen sharing and shit, turning it into content for reels. And I mean, I am smart, but I'm a little too smart for all that. So we got what I'm doing, and then, like I say, the lab cam, and you just gotta be careful with these cables, cause they'll do anything they can to be fucked up when they don't need to. So what was I saying? Oh, this is what I was trying to show though, is the coloring right here on this monitor. And then see, I need one where it just goes straight to the big feed, so I don't show myself showing y'all niggas what I'm doing. Kind of like that, I guess, kind of. Fuck it, we just do crop 0. Show what I show. Nah, let's just put me like right here. Just crop 0 either way, and then we'll put the overlay of whatever it is on top. But yeah, so, you know, that's the setup. This is how I get done, you know. If you ever see me go directly to this view, this is how it happens. Yeah, so seeing the setup, you know, the lighting or whatever. So usually though we gon' like I say, oops. Like I said, we're gonna try to keep the lab cam on some shit like this. And then you know, and this shit is gonna be at a wider view, you know, so excuse the tape on my shirt or whatever, but whenever I'm showing y'all some on, you know, the lab cam or whatever, trying to show y'all the general overall view. Sorry, see I'm underneath the boom, and then I don't know, I just thought of something too, like when we showing what's going on production wise, we could just cut to this joint. So I don't know, that's just how we gonna do it. So and if I ever do want to see myself, I'll just run the loop through the monitor. That way I can rely on looking at the camera other than, you know, without necessarily having to look at the screen. So for coloring purposes, let's full screen my display. And yeah, so like I say, one and two, like if I'm watching something over here or playing a game, I look directly into this camera. But the real, sorry, we'll see how this works. But the real goal is to the real actual goal. And then, like I say, when I do this, I can just literally, you know, slide right here where I'm at, right here, and move me towards the middle, and make different content with the vlog camera. So And I like it though. It gives two different outlooks on me. And let's play with this. So this is how I do the focus right here. So, you know, different lightings and different shit. So, this will be like my full body view right here. This will be my full body view right here. And this right here will be my at the desk. You know, up close, detailed, talking head type joint. This is so cool. This is so crazy. My talking head. I don't know what I was thinking. I just felt like a $1 million nigga, like $1 million Sports Center production type nigga, you know, like I think just showing the process is just so dope, seeing it on my computer, my monitor. So who knows, I might want to get a border or something there separating the two, but yeah, who knows? I don't know. Let's see. I mean, that's gonna be a problem right there because it's literally sliding what I'm doing over. But if I wanted to do like a little space, a little, a little border or something, you know, I could do it like that, you know. And yeah, there go all my screens and blah blah blah. But and that way right there, I could just pick whatever look I'm looking for too. So, but yeah, if I wanted to do something like this, you know, whatever, I would just always have to make sure, you know, I'm center frame on both and just set it up that way. But I mean, hey, I can't remember what I was thinking about. Oh, just yeah, this side right here is the process, and that side right there is, you know, the result. You know, I guess that's the dopest thing about it. So if I come back here, you know, and like I say, we always just widen different angles. Or like I say, if I'm playing the game as well, you know, I could use this one, talk my shit on this. If I'm, you know, as I'll be playing there, instead of trying to move different cameras. But my goal is to get a mic stand and have a sliding base, a detachable base plate, which I have on that one, but it's jammed in. It's actually broken because I flew with my tripod to Vegas a couple years ago. But I mean, it's like a $130 tripod, so just gotta get another one or another two, you know. So I mean, with that being said, that's 260, but that's the whole point of doing the work that we want to do, so we can yield the 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 rate we want. And speaking of that, that's what's gonna come into me showing my lab, so I can start validating. Well, introducing, informing any consumer, any onlooker on the intricacies, like the behind the scenes of my process, to therefore validate the structuring of my prices going forward, you know, my pricing, or, you know, my turnaround time, or just my overall operation. So that's another marketing tool. That's another thing you could use, another thing you could do. So see, like on this joint right here, I feel like a nigga could talk all day and just explain things, and we could chop that up and do a vlog. But I feel like right here, when I'm talking, a nigga only want to hear the important shit. And so, like I said, we got different mics. So for one is more sibilant, accentuates the edges of the words, and then the other one is more flat. This one, and it fit more like the body. So I don't know. Let's get, I don't know, let's set something up. Let's get it started, huh? Smell like chicken like a motherfucker, boy. Like grease, oil, grease and oil. That's why you don't do it. This actually looks good. This joint right here looks good, even though, cause it's a 4K, so, and then it's vertical, so it's using all of the pixels when it's portrait like that. That's why I use it like that, cause the lens is less powerful, it's less sharp. So and let me demonstrate what I was talking about. So if I cut my Xbox on, and see, I might need to put this thing right here on wheels. Yeah. Why not? Just for the lab. Even though right now I don't know exactly where my wheels are, but I do at the same time, because I know they're in here, in this fucking room. So I do know, but I don't know. But I know where it would, I know where I usually keep it. Just haven't seen it in a minute. Okay, see? So I know if it's not in there, then I got to go behind there and get dirty. And it's dark in here. See, I leave my space dirty on purpose, because I love when I'm doing my shit and I expose that I have flaws in my lab setup, because it shows, it already just shows me operationally and functionally, logistically, workflow wise, what I need to fix. So this would be even more dope if I did it this way. But yeah, let's do it that way. So be more careful though. I'm gonna do it that way with this damn cord like that. But, and honestly, have to be very careful though, guys, to not break this into my camera. Just lean an HDMI, but let's do it like this. Facts. So I'm gonna show y'all the wheels. These is the this is the wheels right here that I'm about to put my damn gimbal on, so I can slide it around the room. As you can see, the room is not in the best condition, but hey, like I told you, I've been sick, so like I say, everything cleans itself when something doesn't have a place. So let's do it. The only thing about the wheels is that you can only have the shit so tall. And look, I don't even think this shit is gonna go wider. Don't tell me my tripod stand is not wide enough. Oh, that is what I'm being told by myself. Fuck. Let me see. Damn, this shit won't even. Ugh. I could do it in spirit, but it's really not doing it. Unless yeah, this is dumb, but fuck it. I mean, if y'all saw what I would have to do to make this work, it might be worth it, but Keyword might. See, that would have broke my shit. Fuck that. Let me see. We're gonna make it work. And we gonna do it on the night. Huh? She gonna work? Fuck it. And then this is gonna have to stay in place. The level of dedication and commitment is unmatched, man. Yeah, we definitely gonna have to change the arrangement real quick. Oops. Gotta watch the stability at this point. This is goofy, but that's what happens when shit is unstable. Fuck it. So move this back. But this why the cable management gonna have to be on point, you know what I'm saying? Reasons as such. Or hold on. And like I say, you just make sure everything is secure. You know what I'm saying? I like it though. I like everything I got going on right now. Fuck it. And we on a BTS tip too, so fuck it. Even though we want to get this stable. It's a little off, but hey, it is what it is. We really could do what we want, cause this shit really, this profile really undercover, man. We're gonna do this real quick, save some battery, save some stress. Right. like on this shit, I could show myself getting ready, getting prepared for whatever, showing the ins and outs of things. And then when it's time to really sit down on a get down, you know, because I basically can take the portion of all this shit I'm doing right here and turn it into its own little series, edited series. Straight up. And worry about the consequences later, nigga. You know? We gonna do a live hot run of my show real quick. At least I think. And like I said, when you got things in place and in order properly, you could just perform and then, you know, worry about the technicalities later, you know. So the only thing that I will change is to where I don't have to rely on looking at that monitor. So switch these cables around. Yup, so now I can look directly at y'all, know when I'm in frame, out of frame, everything. This is fucking crazy, bro. It's fucking great. You know, just keep implementing shit time after time and just set everything to the baseline, to the default, and then create and stylize from there. Everything we care about mainly is just a clear, clean image. And like I say, hey, if I'm not in frame, this is on wheels. So and like I said, if y'all ever wanted to, oh shit, y'all probably been hearing this shit the whole time, huh? On the way to check. Like I say, this is the construction series, behind the scenes series. So a lot of this shit, ideally, you know, ideally, according to my blueprint, I should be able to cut a lot of this shit out and turn this portrait content into real content, as well as the shit on the left that can be cropped in. So really just killing, you know, killing the birds with a stone, you know. Even though I do not see, yeah, see, I don't, I don't see this audio getting no love over here. Oh, okay, I know why. Let me show y'all. That's what we can do now too. Let me show y'all why. Be real careful with this. See, that's what I like about this being autofocus. So, I mean, it's good either way. Good news to me. Sorry about that. When it comes to just straight content, one thing that I realize is when I do an actual full show, and I know that I'm doing a show, and once I kind of put my process together, I'll be able to damn, what the fuck was I talking about? I'll be able to capture internally on both my Sony and my Blackmagic, you know, up to or no lower than 4K quality. So I'll have my structure down, and then usually I'll be doing it like this, and I'll be going hot over everything, and then edit it and delete certain things, and then who knows if I got extra different things. But yeah, that's like putting it together, a little lab show. But I don't know, I'm coming up with all this shit on the fly. So, but let's see, cause I noticed niggas could hear what I was playing out of this now, so we're gonna monitor it on the side along with my voice, which is coming right there, whatever. So we'll just do it like that, and then we'll stop it and I'll go back and I'll listen to whatever. But that's how we have the live, the aux live, and yeah, all that. So give myself some space to work. We won't even need this in a second, so. Cautious on everything leaning back. We don't want nothing falling, none of that shit. So I guess we'll just show me setting everything up. just have all our wires and shit in place and everything good so we can move around and wheel around freely. Once everything's on axles and wheels, everything will go a little better. And then, yeah, when I do the episode, everything should come more fluidly and naturally, you know. And yeah, just time to lock in, really, shit. Oh, ouch. So, behind the scenes, look at everything and fuck it, let's get it, man. Do everything by the book. Just set this shit up and get into it. Let's switch out drives so we don't have any oh, and I forgot, I actually can start and stop recording on the app, so I forgot about that. That shit makes, you know, usability, you know, so much easier on just doing it live, because I was worrying about stopping, starting, seeing how much time, and stopping it exactly, having to get up at the right time on the camera, and this and that, the third. But now I just realized that's all pointless to even worry about. That's what you gotta do when you line the audio too. You know, if I was to use my mix pre, which I would and should use, but we just gonna go with what we got right now. So yeah. What the fuck? Here we go. We want this motherfucker like that. Motherfucker. Shannon Sharp, pause. And then, like I say, make sure that center frame and everything set up. How would I want? Of course, I like always sitting all the way up, but make sure I'm eye line.
center frame. So actually, yeah, I need to duplicate one and do one where I'm just straight center frame. So that way when I punch it in, everything will look good, you know. Everything does look good. And yeah, let's switch these drives out. I love when Mary Jane. Go hot. This is the first time we doing this. The Lance Den. Damn, it feel good to actually be able to say everything I want to say without worrying about somebody copying and taking some motherfucking shit from me, but just laying everything out here. But the Lance Den, the motherfucking show you better I can tell you. It's official, man. We gonna do a little pilot. And yeah, we just gonna speak on some things that you know, some things that I want to motherfucking speak on. It's just that simple. So make sure my lighting and everything is the way I want it. Exposure. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm good. It's hard for me to see shit going on with my face. And do I want to switch the mics out? I might want to switch the mics out. Let me stop this. I damn near forgot about this. Let's just rock. We'll worry about that later. Let's just rock. So let me get where I want to get. I'm gonna get a little closer so I can actually see what's on my screen. So then, you know, you gotta reposition the boom. Everything. We'll learn. We'll learn whether to point it here or wherever. But you know, I actually feel like I'm too close there. I don't know. We want this motherfucker Shannon sharp. Pause. There we go. Let's fucking go, man. We ready. I'm ready. Are you ready? We ready. Whole squad ready. I gotta format this shit though. Let me see if I can do it with this other app. 'Cause I'm real. Actually, let's do it. Maybe this shit ain't. This shit too high tech, so. Too high tech. It's crazy, y'all can see everything a nigga doing as I'm doing it, but. I see now one light up is blue and ready to go. We still gonna have to format this shit, I think. You cannot format on here. So, fuck. Let's do it like this. Actually, we ain't even worried about it. Let's do it like this. We gonna risk the damn game footage, y'all. Fuck it. Alright. Show you better I can tell you. Lance Den, all of that shit. We in the Lance Den lab construction series. On point, live on the set, everything. Let's get everything right. We're gonna start with our focus assist. Stop. We was practicing stopping and starting, so let's just use that since it won't matter. Let's just use the simpler one by Black Magic. Alright, we perfectly in frame. I mean, you know what I mean. Let's go. So it was something I was trying to do with this, but I can't remember now. But checking false colors. Sound, slow motion, something that I'm gonna have to make sure is on point, but let's stop it. The date, the time, the take, what is it? Everything gotta line up right. Fuck. Quality, the time. Let me look at this other app, because maybe it was one of them settings. Now I'm fucking up and freezing up. Focus assist, false color. The sound. I think it's about making sure the light is on and that we're recording. Alright. I don't know if we're recording or not, but hopefully we are. But here we go, man. So Lance Den. Take one. I mean, we trying to figure out the correct format, the way we want to do everything, crop everything in, and damn, man, like once you start doing this, you start realizing how many things need to be on point for it to be official. But with that being said, there was a few things, man. Eventful day today. So a few things I was looking forward to today. Like I said, as we had these eventful day, as far as the company goes, everything else goes. We had a cool little play-in game today. I was sick, so I, of course, I had to jump out of bed, go support some of the better kids in the city. As you know, like I say, I have a platform where, I help. I co-partner with, my brother, and I'm responsible for producing a platform and collaborating on a platform to help young athletes, man, continue their interscholastic career into the collegiate level. So, a lot of these guys, come on here, they talk about these things, they say these things. I wanted to make sure everything that I speak on and I do on the internet is reflective of something I do in real life. And so if I'm coming on here talking about some shit and I'm trying to give advice or I'm trying to pitch in on or create a conversation around something, it's involving a conversation, but really just a course of action that I'm directly involved in. So there is a thing where, it's a lot of people, man, getting on the internet, jumping into the metaverse, so niggas jumping into conversations, man, and one thing that has to be called always is going to be called into question is a person's credibility when it comes to a certain subject or a specific issue or topic. So I want to make sure that I myself am somebody that is practicing what I preach and contributing. And so that, it might seem like a vain effort or a vain issue that I'm pushing forward, or a vain effort or campaign that I'm pushing forward. But like I said, I want to be partially contributive to creating a space where we come on the internet, where it's a great place to share and disperse and exchange information on various topics. It's like being at a million places at once. I want to construct and help create, and I'm very keen on using the word contribute to creating a space, because there are, I might be the only person doing what I'm doing in my way, the way I'm doing it, but I'm just contributing and getting and combining ideas that I'm getting from other people. So this idea already exists and it's already going on. I'm just contributing in a fashion that I think, that I find or believe to be necessary. And so I look at sports as a community issue, and I look at it as as what it is, man. It's all about character building. You know what I'm saying? It's a vehicle or a tool, as somebody say. You know what I'm saying? But it's a convention. You know what I'm saying? It's a convention that is also a good source of employment. It can turn into a career. So when we think about issues that plague America or the black community or the world community, right? Because the issues plaguing the black community are always going to any population that's dealing with something, whatever is going on amongst that population is going to affect the collective of the planet, which is why, like I say, we have concepts or platforms like this where we construct content and, like I say, constructs of a platform to conversationally address these issues and just a conversation starter, drive awareness, but also create and curate the flow of any conversation around said topic, concept, or issue. So it's a way to steer the pot, but in a constructive way, constructively converse about concepts and conventions that affect the world population. So that's just a fancy way, I guess, of me saying we're going to use this platform to cover things that I feel like is important and that I feel like affect the current cultural climate of the global economy, society, whatever you want to call it, the corporatocracy, whatever, the one world government for the conspiracy people or the so-called conspiracy people. I'm just, as I'm framing it as that's what other people would see you as, you know what I'm saying? So it's just about having free thought, independent thought, and sticking to the truth. And so that's why I like to have a platform coming soon called Show You Better I Can Tell You. That's why we have the Lance Den, which is like the war room where we sit down and we break things down and we go over things that we feel may need a little scrutinizing. We bring evidence, we cover different things. And so it'll be a news, social commentary platform, as well as sports commentary, everything community wise that has to do with the community of the communal aspect of human beings on earth. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna be using pop culture, current events, history, it's just conversations. Anything that comes to my mind, any concept or construct that applies will be tackled and addressed in this series. So with that being said, we're gonna start with some local things. I was kind of sick today. I've been very sick, but me contributing to the platform, I feel like I have a duty at all times to represent the change I wish to inspire or instill into the world. So, meaning if I'm going to get on here and preach for other people, or even if it's not preaching, it doesn't have to be preaching, but if I'm going to advocate for other individuals to do something, I personally believe that an individual should have done something themselves, or before you comment on something, you should have some kind of entrance into that field and experimented and have some experience with whatever the fuck you talking about. You know what I'm saying? Instead of besides coming on the internet and just giving your 2 cents, because 2 cents eventually add up, but what makes your 2 cents better than somebody else's 2 cents if it's just 2 cents? It's just an opinion, it's just advice. Don't get me wrong, advice is great, but on the internet you have access to millions of billions of people, so the extent and effectiveness of your advice is up to your discretion. Is and it's only as great as the effort and interest put forth. So like I said, I like to view a lot of different content on the internet, so it inspires me to speak and think about different things. And so the reason why I believe so much in using my own platforms, my own businesses to advocate for justices or ethics that's what this is going to be, an ethics based ethics analyzer. But ethically, I believe in advocating through my own businesses and putting my money where my mouth is, or even just it's really more about assessing myself. If we gonna try to, like I say, I'm trying to contribute to creating that culture. So that goes with practice. That goes with involving myself in the ways that I can. So I personally have taken my own money and partner with other people, but specifically from my company, I funded it, you know, and because it's a area of expertise, I guess you could say, or of insight or interest that I have. It's an area of experience. I don't even want to say expertise, but let's just say experience. Even though expertise is the correct word, it bears a lot of requirement and responsibility. So I just want to say I have a lot of experience in my area, and there's a lot of education that goes on. So it's formally been functioning as a company for 2 years specifically, along with my other company, which is my production company, which production I've been doing 15 plus years, did music 15 plus years professionally, you know, for, you know, whatever. But for money, you know, for opportunities, been involved in the industry at the professional level, you know. I've exchanged what I've done for currency and can make a living doing something, and I have made a living doing something. So I that's introduced as the grounds of qualification. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing with the internet is, before I ask if another person is qualified, which I'm in favor of just checking everybody's qualification, it requires me to reflect and assess myself and ask myself whether or not I'm qualified in the areas that I'm speaking on. What is it? The major question, what is it that you do? Who the fuck are you? What do you know? This, that, the third. Those are the circular arguments that are going to happen on the internet, and justifiably so in certain cases. So it's just, you come as you are. You know what I'm saying? You come as you are, and sort of sit at certain tables, just like when we're going and filming, you have to have certain credentials to access certain areas of, you know, import or confidentiality. So with that being said, I like to start with what I'm doing, my own company, and build outward, you know. And I like to just reflect on everything, because everything is just not about bashing. Is there going to be a lot of bashing? There's going to be a lot of bashing, but everything I put out is going to come back out to me. Sometimes there is a time to bash, though, you know. And some people disagree with that business wise, but it just depends on, you know, how strongly you feel about things and what your intent is on things. And so if your intent is to influence and save these kids, then it is going to be a time for bashing, because some people are going to try to exploit young minds, impressionable minds, and, you know, what is more effective, and I mean it even in a negative way, than fucking up, influencing somebody that's impressionable, deceiving them, and then ruining their future. You know what I'm saying? That's something I feel like we all have and are going to experience in some form or fashion. So it's our duty as human beings to protect the innocent or the victims, you know, like the vulnerable. So especially when they belong to demographics that we belong to. So whether you want to make it a ethical issue, an economic issue, a social issue, a racial issue, a political issue, it just comes simply down to right and wrong. And so that's subjective, right? So there lies the method of exchanging empirical data to back up your arguments or your claims or whatever. That's where we establish credibility, as my writing teacher taught us out of the fucking books. So we just want to do it by the precedented standard of presenting arguments, presenting data, to where you're already going to argue the messenger. So we're going to have to build on that. We already building that. And so then you have to analyze and argue the data. So to be an effective debater or arguer, like let's just say you're trying to put a point out there, to be an effective debater, and I don't mean debate in a trivial sense necessarily, but that included is that, but let's just say even a lawyer or a congressman trying to sway Congress to pass an important bill. You have to have the correct arguing skills for when you come across somebody that's going against artfully what you're trying to present. And so a lot of times people attack the messenger. So you have, and there are other different tactics. So you have to be prepared and skilled and trained and equipped in these areas to fight on the behalf of whatever ethic you believe you're standing for. So like I say, I like dealing with my company because I fund it. I choose, I run it. You know what I'm saying? I choose who we work with. I influence every decision in the company. And like I say, in the area we chose is scouting. So I I assist young adults with trying to earn athletic scholarships. And so how does that help? That community wise, it reduces crime, it stimulates the economy. It the goal is, even if they don't go on to play professionally, which I hope they do, because any area you have an advantage in a free market and that you're gifted at it, you can capitalize and become wealthy in a sense, to where that wealth can go back into your family, go back into the community. So instead of having more debt slaves, we want to create entrepreneurially independent young adults. And that contributes to the college system of them going and playing these sports, and then they get a full ride, then they can also receive their education. So we got somebody that could help the world in entertainment, and as well inspirationally in entertainment, or even if they just want to use entertainment to earn, entertainment can be a platform to become an entrepreneur and to become economically and financially and economically equipped, and then you can go and assist the people of your family, and it's just a domino effect. If everybody worried about what they had to worry about, the world would be a much better place for sure, And so with that being said, that's why I like to focus and talk about what the fuck I got going on, is because it's my way of presenting and projecting into the world, especially via cyber digital world, the contributions that I'm able to make, just humbly, just on my own. So each one teach one. So if I can teach and discuss and reflect, if I can use this to reflect on the entrepreneurial ventures that I got going on, somebody could see the value in the lessons and the ethics that I learned and apply it to themselves. So, um, with that being said, we built the platform to go against the injustices that face all demographics in America and internationally when it comes to uh, the integration of the entertainment industry and interscholastic sports. So a lot of these kids don't understand that there's a lot of money in this shit for you and against you. You know what I'm saying? And your goal is to academically hold your spot down in hopes to athletically enjoy the benefits of the major players in the sports entertainment industry, which collegiate sports falls under. How? Because anytime you have fans that come and pay their money for entertainment, it's part of the entertainment business. It's past the meritocracy. It's past the Olympics. Even the Olympics is about money. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's more about messaging and morale and diplomacy and mass messaging, it's still, you know, involved in that. So part of my job is to influence it in a way to where it is based more in merit than it is in entertainment, you know. So that is my job to come balance that out, because I feel like in entertainment there becomes a mixing of ethics and whatever's intriguing or the interest of the market. So that's what we call politics, is when somebody is truly capable or proficient at something, but they have to check off other boxes in order to satisfy the interest of whoever's running the market. So the major sports leagues in America basically run a monopoly, you know. So for you to be a top earner, right, and even the models of other competitors and the pay scale and the earnings and income that are going to be available to you are going to be scaled based on the leader in the industry and the market. So that's why it matters what the fuck happens on in the NFL and the NBA and at the highest level and in the government, because it's a trickle down effect that affects how people live their life and feed themselves and feed their family, and, you know, basically come up and try to survive this crazy, toxic, chaotic society we live in, you know, Babylonian society we live in, you know. And I'll scratch that if I have to. But you know, affecting specifically my community, I believe is starting at home and sticking with what you know. So one thing I know is being so-called a black American, and being good at sports and trying to use sports as a vehicle, or any entertainment as a vehicle, to earn a living, you know, to escape debt servitude, you know what I'm saying, aka what we call middle class, is where you just work to pay your bills off, you know, you work to own. So what we call a rat's race. So like I say, I like to try to, I believe there's a reward in doing community work. There's a reward in helping the people, the needy, you know. There's a reward in providing your service. They teach that in business, is that where there's a need in the market, there's an opportunity. So this is something that spawned organically between me and my brother. He decided this is something he was passionate about, because it's something he's good at and something he would do for free. And then he found out a way to monetize it, and then he got me involved with the blueprint, and we built the platform in order to help kids that were like us on the other side of the politics, to where we play fair. We put our morals and ethics over advancing in what we know now to be as the sports entertainment industry. So it's certain things ethically that you stand for, and once you realize that your ethics go against whatever it is you're in line to try to get, you have two choices. You can either fall in line, or you can start your, you can get out of line. You know what I'm saying? And so, just for us, fortunately, just uh, opportunistically, the access we had, an opportunity we had of, or the experience we had of moving around and living a military brat life, so a so-called military brat life, as they call it. We're exposed to different things. Even before that, or just that living that life, and even domestically in America, we just experienced and had access to so many things, and we weren't, we were allowed to expand our abilities beyond just athletics. So able to educate and equip ourselves with different skills, such as everything working with computers and understanding the digital market. And we were on that early, just off of the usherance and the guidance of our father. And him being in the military, you're damn near working hand in hand with the government, so you're on the end, you're somewhat on the inside of the global agenda. And I don't mean from a conspiratorial stance, I just mean from a economic and a growth standpoint. Just wherever society's going, the government is going to have a hand on it. And so you have access to that information, and you're actually pushed in that direction, being a member of the military. And so being a member of a family, and being involved and encompassed in these institutions, and meaning living on the bases, going to the schools, you're going to adopt that experience. So we're able and lucky enough to adapt different skills and kind of have an inside look on different ways society could go, and what the world's really about. And so with that being said, is like, we love sports. A lot of us rely on sports, but it's like once the politics kick in, you gotta have other things to fall back on. So with us going into adulthood, we fell into the same trouble as everybody else, depressed, being depressed and caught up and stuck in the past about what a coach did here, or what the school system did here. And it's like, at the end of the day, you still have to live, pay your bills, and you have to aspire to do other things. Time waits for everyone, so that means it waits for no one. So one thing that is fair is time. So with that being the case, it's like we had to get up and get to it. So life goes on. You got to do different things, develop at different ways. So my time as a professional player might have passed me, but the information that I got from that experience is something valuable that I possess, that a young adult doesn't possess. Everything that us older people have that the younger people don't have is we've already been through it. And so that's something you can always impart, is wisdom and guidance. And so we created a platform based on just giving kids exposure, and and presenting an opportunity to the kids that are waiting, and waiting for somebody to notice them doing things the right way. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the kind of kids we was. We kind of just did things by the book. You do things by the book, or by your code. You do it by the code and by your ethics, and you just wait to be rewarded. And a lot of times, you'll run into people who are compelled to explain themselves to you because they ethically understand what side of the fence they should be on, but then ethically in their mind they might have different morals, and then they have to let you know, listen, morally and ethically we just on two different accords. And so in life, if you're gonna stand on what you stand on, you know, you learn, you have to accept it, whether it's in the workforce, the job, university, business, anything. You have to learn to accept that other people are going to do what they want to do. They're going to have their beliefs. They're going to do what they think is right for them. And that's just the what is it? Modus operandi of earth, bro. You know what I'm saying? We all do what drives us, and it's just at that point you have to learn how to be independent. And so we start an independent company, but it's like even within being an athlete, it just reminded us, especially me, it reminded me of just the independent grind that you have to go on as an athlete in any industry, even in a team sport individually, the actions that have to take place for you to eventually end up in an advantageous position in any of these fields, being successful. You know, so it's like, to be successful, not to be cliche, but there's a lot of, everything has to align. There are a lot of decisions you have to make, and these are things that you have to be trained in, and you have to be taught, because even if you trained in them and you learn these things, it's like you have to execute them a specific way. Like it's just like sports. The final score is the final score. Even if you appeal the game, that same game is always going to be that's the next game. Even if it's a makeup game, it's going to be different than a game just played. And that's one thing we learn in just life is, you know, everything has its time, everything goes forward, everything moves on. So nah, this shit full. LOL. Damn, where it fell. Let's try this. Nah, this shit ain't working. Maybe that's good enough though. I don't know. All right, let's go. That's a harsh reality that a lot of these kids are faced with once, you know, when it's already too late. So with that being said, is like um when we first started, we looked at it as an opportunity to help a lot of these kids get the exposure they wanted. So that's already the main thing. But then as that comes, you also evolve, and you know, you educate yourself in how to get these kids exposure, what's the best kind of exposure, and you start to understand the issues even in just the education, entertainment, you know, Venn diagram, the crossing. So there's certain things that are more important than others, and certain things that are ethically just, you know, more pertinent to somebody's success as an adult and as a human being and surviving in this economy. So there is a mix of education, economics, and uh just edification and just reality, you know, that goes along with helping these kids, these parents, helping the community, helping these programs, these schools, everybody involved. And I think it's a responsibility you bear to raise awareness, to arise, I don't know what I was trying to say, but to aid in adding to the awareness of certain issues in certain areas, you know. So because at the end of the day, they all coincide and cross with the elements of the overall society and economy. Everything that happens inside is a function, product, and effect, and an influence on the society and the economy that it happens within. So, or and then you have different communities inside of that society. So there becomes a time where it's just like you have to ethically understand what to do, what not to do, and how to assess and ascertain your decisions, what decisions to make in certain specific scenarios, and how they will affect and influence the outside world and the future. It's all about the future. Everything's about how something is going to affect the now and the future, because the future is the present to come. You know what I'm saying? So time is constantly moving. So that's where this is a good way for me to take what I'm learning and the platform that I've built and the platforms that anyone has built, because I'm doing this because I aim to influence other people to assist in this effort of others and mine that's already started long before me. Just as they like to say, join the conversation, and add to the conversation. So with that being said, there's going to be certain things and certain dynamics that have to be assessed and addressed and broken down to a science, and some of it's going to be controversial, some of it's going to be convoluted, and it's going to be conflicting with different issues in different areas. And that's where I want to create a platform to consort these issues, and address them, and address them, attack them, identify them, and then call them into question and confront them, and do it on a world stage, and use different areas and different issues to encourage and put forward these kinds of conversations, so that we can get to a point where we're having honest conversation and dialogue, and which hopefully in turn involves and turns into a conversation and a dialogue, discourse, dispersing the necessary information. We want to get the information out there. We want to have the conversations to get the information to elucidate the truth. And so with that being said, man, I had an obligation as I was sick, man, to like I say, it starts with everything. So it's this is gonna be some long-winded shit, man, unless I figure out a better way to really do this shit, bro. But man, I feel like I need to Dave Chappelle wrap it up. But let's go into acting. I don't even feel like acting though, you know what I'm saying? Like today, was a good example, a good example with like I say, I keep leaning on my involvement in my company, because like I say, I directly assist members of, I assist athletes in high school with their ability to earn athletic scholarships by, providing scouting film, building a scouting media platform, and that's a physical and digital job to increase the exposure that these kids have, and upgrade the production value of what resources they have readily available for them in the form of like huddle, it just in scouting footage, So we do it as much as we can. We try to spread it around in the city. So that's our involvement. You know what I'm saying? It involves everyone I'm around because it helps the environment, it helps the kids get out of trouble, it helps them earn an opportunity to, even just on, fuck it, we'll do this another time. But today was a little playing game, and I don't know. I'm excited, man. I was excited tonight. My boy, Maurice Eddy, man, did his thing. Still went home. Still East Central is right down the street. Josiah McDonald doing his thing in 5A. I don't fucking know. I'm tired. I wish I could have did a little bit more, but I'm fucking tired. It's 6 in the morning. Like I said, we're gonna have a lot of different shit coming. The Lance Den, we're gonna break a lot of this down on the Lance Cast. We're gonna use the vlogging camera to really get into it and get tricky and mixy. And so we'll start worrying about wiring ourselves up, laving ourselves up, micing ourselves up, and just assessing everything. And got over my cold. I went out to still watch Maurice and or watch the Knights play. Watch my boy Maurice, man. Maurice Eddy put on a show, and Caleb Nash, Jacob Stewart, Zebo, what's his name? Zahir. I don't know, Zahir Brown. I don't know what the fuck Zebo name is, but I watched a lot of good little things. I ran into D Dennis, a lot of things. So we're gonna get into a lot of that shit. But like I said, the importance of creating pretext, creating content like this, and going back and reviewing it and trying to do whatever we can to have it as natural as possible. Put in the concepts and ideas. Even this is like I say about, in my mind, giving back to community is being a figurehead, being a voice, using my ability to come out and, just creating a damn persona. Basically, it's just being myself, but creating, putting on a show and putting a production together to appear or present myself as a personage that personage that can represent, the different communities and demographics of people that I wish to influence. So we want to see this shit in 6K. We doing a test. We creating a framework. We recording everything. Who knows? Like I say, Lord willing, man, I might have to make a little documentary of me doing this. But we don't want to waste no more film. Film costs money. And it's 6 a.m., man. Oh, this shit stopped. So we'll leave this shit on, though. But yeah, man, that's how this shit goes, bro. That's how it goes. I gotta piss. That's how it goes, man. Oh man, different things we want to do. So we gonna who knows, probably put this on a different stream. Thanks for tuning into this. This was brainstorming rehearsal room, behind the scenes. Ooh, green room look at the Lance Den, me doing some show you if I can tell you. Ooh, shit. Oh, I got a Charlie horse type of content, and we'll be back. We got to review the content.